Hey, what's going on everybody? Today we're going to be doing the review of the Apple Watch Series 6. So this is probably going to be my last video to do with this watch. I've made several of them showing new features, showing the blood oxygen, all sorts of videos, so be sure to check those out. But today is my review of this. Now I know I'm a little late. I did get my watch, about a month or so after it actually came out, and then I used it for a little while so I can just get my thoughts together about what I think about this watch. So today, this is going to be my review of the Apple Watch Series 6. So let's go ahead and get started. So I guess a little bit about why I got this watch. So this is actually replacing my Series 2. I got that watch brand new, used it all the way until it was unsupported, so I couldn't get watchOS 7. So that's why I needed to upgrade to the Series 6. Now the Series 6 is not a huge upgrade over the Series 5, but for somebody coming from like a 2 or a 3 like I did, this is a pretty massive upgrade, of course. So let's talk a little bit about the design of the Apple Watch Series 6. So there are a few things that you can take a look at in order to tell this from a Series 5 watch, because they basically have the exact same design except for two things. Number one, there are obviously new colors and new materials that are used to make this watch. So the one I have here is actually the blue aluminum. This is a brand new color for the Series 6, and it's a nice dark blue color. It almost looks space grayish in the right light, but once you get it in bright light, it immediately looks blue, and it looks really cool. The other color is product red, so you can now finally get an Apple Watch case that is the product red color. Now for me personally, I'm not a huge fan of that one. I just couldn't see myself rocking a red watch every day. I mean, it is a pretty bright red, and it does stand out quite a bit, but this is definitely the one I have here. It's more unique, I think, and it just looks really good in my opinion. Now there are some new bands as well, like the Solo Loop, but those aren't really necessarily a Series 6 thing, because you can get those for other watches. The other thing design-wise here, on the back of this, we now have a new sensor. So this has the blood oxygen sensor, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But yeah, other than the colors and that blood oxygen sensor, you really can't tell the difference between a 5 and a 6. But the design of this watch, I really do like it. And obviously this is the 44mm, so it has a larger screen. And then it's a really lightweight watch. It's just a really good looking watch as well. Pretty thin. You hardly ever notice it on your arm. I mean, it's just a really nice thing to wear all day long. Now the performance of this watch is also a little bit better than the 5 as well. So this has the S6 chip, which is apparently 20% faster than the Series 5. Now I don't have any way to test that because I've never had a Series 5, but I can tell you this, coming from a 2, this thing just blows away the Series 2, and that was probably my biggest complaint about it. But yeah, this one right here, plenty fast. I mean, apps just load instantly, notifications pop up, you can swipe them away, no problem. You can swap between watch faces, everything just loads so quickly, and it's really crazy to see stuff load this fast on a little tiny wrist computer. Now of course watchOS 7 has been optimized for this chip as well, so watchOS 7 does bring some performance enhancements, so that has to do a lot with the speed of this thing as well, and also a lot of new features, because overall the Series 6 doesn't have a ton of new features over the 5, which honestly, if you have a 5, you probably should not upgrade to a 6. I imagine that the Series 7 that comes out next year, we're probably going to see a redesign. I mean, it's been we've had this design since the 4, so yeah, we might see a little bit of a redesign next year, but who knows. Now the battery life of this watch, it's about the same as the Series 5 was. I mean, they both have the always on display, and that's one thing you definitely notice hurts your battery life. Now for me, comparing it to the 2, which did not have the always on display, this watch gets about half battery use every single day, and my Series 2 only had about a fourth or a little bit more. So yeah, the always on display does drain your battery a little bit more, so that's something you got to kind of keep in mind. Of course, you can turn it off if you desire. But the main thing with the battery here with this watch is it charges up to 20% faster. So you can get this thing charged up in an hour and a half. And I think Apple did that because of that new sleep tracking feature in watchOS 7. So this allows you to wake up in the morning, charge your watch an hour and a half, and it's full. But yeah, faster charging here on the Series 6, that's another new feature and a pretty nice added feature. Now we talked about the display just a little bit, But another thing new with the Series 6 is it has the brighter always on display. So the Series 5 had a lot of complaints that you couldn't see this thing outdoors at all. Indoors, the 5 and 6 are the same. I can't see a difference when I'm watching videos of people comparing them. But when you take this thing outside, it's almost like there isn't an always on display. It's not like it's in the dim display mode. I mean, this thing is so much more brighter. And it's really impressive when you take this outdoors. So if that was a complaint for you, this might be a reason to upgrade to the Series 6. But yeah, the always on display for me, I love it. I mean, it makes it feel more like a traditional watch. I mean, depending on the watch face you pick, of course. You know, from a distance, somebody might see it and be like, oh, that's just a normal watch. But the always on display, yeah, it's definitely a cool feature that is here, and now it's much brighter. And probably the main reason why somebody would buy a Series 6, and it's really the main thing Apple kept pushing during their keynote, is we now have blood oxygen readings on this watch. And this feature, you know, it's important for a lot of people. So there's a new blood oxygen app you can access, and this thing takes readings periodically throughout the day. So it's just like how it monitors your heart rate throughout the day. Now, it is important to note that the readings it takes throughout the day may not be as accurate as the readings it takes when you do it manually. And the reason for that is, you know, this watch needs to be snug on your wrist, you need to be relaxed, you need to have your arm, you know, sitting on a table, and you need to let the watch do its thing. So don't freak out if you get a weird reading during the day. It's probably because the watch wasn't snug or you were moving or something like that. But yeah, the blood oxygen sensor, it seems pretty reliable. Now, Apple, of course, has to say that this isn't a medical device and, you know, it's not 100% accurate. But when I've, you know, seen some things, there was actually a video of a guy who was in a hospital and he was all hooked up to the monitors they had, and he looked at his blood oxygen on that monitor and then he took it on his watch and they matched. So it's fairly accurate, but again, there may be a little, you know, false reading every once in a while. But yeah, it just shows you that this thing is becoming more and more of a health device, and that's a good thing because, you know, these watches, whether you believe it or not, they've saved countless lives because of the heart stuff, because of the fall detection, and now the blood oxygen sensor may, you know, help somebody identify an issue that they might not have even known that they have. But that is the main feature with the Series 6, is the blood oxygen sensor. And that's really what they, you know, just push throughout the entire keynote. And it's definitely a welcome addition. Definitely competes with other smartwatches out there now because there are a lot of them that have had blood oxygen, and the Apple Watch has kind of been trailing behind a little bit there. But hey, Apple likes to get their stuff right, so that's probably why they're probably developing it. And really the final new thing with this Series 6 is the altimeter. So there is a altimeter that's always on. You can use it as a watch complication, or you can just go into the application and view it yourself. But this is great for people who, you know, do a lot of hiking, or this can enhance some workouts. I believe it reads into your workouts depending on which ones you're doing. But yeah, altimeter, that's the other new thing here with the Watch Series 6. So overall, what do I think about the Apple Watch Series 6? Well, coming from a Series 2, it's definitely a major upgrade for me, and I have loved the Apple Watch ever since I got that Series 2. And this watch is just, you know, even better in pretty much every way. It's definitely a nice looking watch. I'm so glad I got that unique blue color. And this is also the Sport Loop, by the way, the new charcoal one with the blue accents. I think it's a really good looking watch. As far as features goes, like I said, if you have a Series 5 or even possibly a Series 4, there is like no need to upgrade yet. I would wait to see what the Series 7 has to offer before, you know, making a decision. But if you have like Series 3 and below, then yeah, I would definitely pick one of these up because it's a huge upgrade. It's a good upgrade, not a massive upgrade, but it does give you some nice new features like that blood oxygen, the brighter always on display, better battery, things like that. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much my, you know, what I think about the Watch Series 6 and the new features about it and my review of it. I'm definitely going to keep using this watch for many, many more years to come. As long as Apple keeps pumping out software updates for it, I will keep using it just like I kept using my Series 2 every single day for 4 years. Now, if there's a video that I haven't made or there's something you want to know about the Series 6, be sure to leave it down in the comments below. Like I said, there's other videos on the channel. Be sure to check those out. If you like this video, leave a like on it. And if you want, be sure to click that subscribe button too. But anyways, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching as always. Apple Watch Series 6 review, very good device. But yeah, I'll see you on the next video.